Hello friends and welcome to my channel Iballdesigningdeveloper. So imagine building a car where different companies provide the engine, the brakes and the vehicles, but everything fits together perfectly. That's the power of interfaces in Java. An interface is like a contract. It tells you what needs to be done without saying how to do it. In Java, interfaces allow multiple classes to work together by sharing a common structure even if they are built differently behind the scenes. With interfaces, you can achieve loose coupling, flexibility, and even multiple inheritance, something Java doesn't allow with classes alone. Whether you are building powerful APIs, designing plug-and-play systems, or writing clean testable code, interfaces are your secret weapon. So let's unlock the true potential of Java by mastering interfaces where design meets functionality. So I hope you will be enjoying this amazing video in which we will be learning about interfaces in Java. So if you understand this video, if you enjoyed this amazing tutorial, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I will be uploading in future. So now what we are waiting for? Let's move to computer screen and let's dive into it. Alright, so we are on the computer screen, and like I've told you that in this video I will be telling you that what is interface in Java and how we can use different type of interfaces if we talk about Java here. So if we talk about interfaces in Java, so you can say interface is another way to achieve abstraction in Java is with interfaces. So if you want to achieve another abstraction in Java, or you can use another method in Java to achieve abstraction, so for that you can use interfaces. And I have told you in the previous video when we were just working on abstraction, I have told you that how you can just work with interfaces. I have not explained you each and everything about that, but you can say I have just explained you some beginning things about interfaces in the previous video, and I've also explained you everything about abstraction in the previous video, so you can check that out if you want to understand how we can just use abstraction, what is abstraction, how we can use abstraction classes and methods. But now in this video I will be explaining you that how we can use interfaces with abstraction and how we can achieve abstraction in Java with interfaces. So if we talk about interface, so an interface is a completely abstract class that is used to group related methods with empty bodies. So you can just say interface is a complete class of abstract class, like we have talked about abstract class in the previous video. So you can just say interface is an other class of abstract class if we talk about abstraction in Java, and it is used to create group related methods with empty bodies. And how we can do that? So this is the example how we are using this interface class, and then you can give your interface class name as well. In this example I am using interface class name as animal. You can give any name to your interface class as you want, like in the previous video as well I have used same class name here because both of the topics are related to each other, that's the reason. So I will be copying this example. I'll be moving on to my NetBeans ID because you all know that as in the previous Java videos as well I was just using this NetBeans ID, and if you are a beginner starting with Java, so I will prefer you to use this ID because it has all the features, all the things which a beginner needed when they're starting with language like Java. Or you can use some other IDs as well like Eclipse, VS Code, then you can use Android Studio, PyCharm. PyCharm is not for Java, but you can use to create Java files there. So moving on to my main.java file which we have already created in the previous video. So this is the file on which we will be working. So these were the abstract classes and methods which we have created, and then we were calling that methods as well using this animal sound here. So that's the way how you can use abstraction. Like you can say in short terms I have told you how you can use abstraction in this video. Moving on, I'll be pasting all the things which I have copied from my Word document of interface, and that's the way how you can create an interface class here. So in interfaces also we create different classes. This is the first class method which we are creating here in interface, and then I have written my class name as animal. You can give any name to your class you want to. Then if I run that, so obviously this thing will not be running because I have not written anything in this class here, and I'm not calling the method as well of this animal. That's the reason. If I run it here, you can just see it is saying me class main does not have a main method. If I define the main method again, it will be not running because we are not writing anything in this interface class. But this, you can say this is the method that how you can just use this interface class, how you can create an interface class and give the name to your class, how you can call these classes here. That's the way how you can use it. Now I will be just explaining you that if we are using it with different things here, like if we are adding different things in this interface class, how we can do that and how we can run it with different things which we are adding here. So now if we just see the second example, but moving on to example, before moving on to example, we need to just read this text, which is saying me that to access the interface methods, the interface must be implemented kinda like inherited by another class with the implements keyword instead of extends. The body of the interface method is provided by the implement class. So it is saying me that if you want to access the interface method, so the interface method must be implemented, and it can be implemented like inherited. You can say in the previous video when we were working on abstraction, I have told you that how you can inherit one class from another, or you can say how you can convert one class from another using inherited thing here. So we were using different keyword there, but now in this video if we want to like change one class to another, so for that we use implements keyword, or you can use extend keyword as well. Like in the previous video we were using implements as well, but instead of this implements keyword you can also use some other keywords like extends. You can use implements as well, but we have already understand about that. So in this video I will be just explaining you that how you can use this extend keyword to change one class from another. So the body of the interface method will be provided by the implement class, and how we will be doing that, this is the example how we are changing one class to another using this extends keyword here. So I will be copying this example now, and you can just see if I show you. So here this is the extend class which we are using at the top, but we have not given the class name as extends here. We have written in the place of it implements, but you can use extends if you want to add. The output will be same as we will be getting in implements here, so there will be not any change here. Now if we just see this node on interfaces before moving on to this thing, so it is saying me that like abstract classes, interfaces cannot be used to create objects in the example above. Like when we were working on abstract classes, so we were creating objects, but when we talk about interfaces or when we create interface class, so interface class cannot be used to create objects like we were doing in the example above, and it is not possible to create an animal object in my main class, or you can say in interface class. So interface method does not have a body. The body is provided by the implement class like we were using here in this example. Then on implementation of an interface, you must override all of its methods. Interface methods are by default abstract and public. Interface attributes are by default public, static, and final. You can use these attributes as well, or these keywords here. And interface cannot contain a constructor, you can say constructor, at it cannot be used to create objects. Like as you know that interface cannot be used to like create objects, so that's the reason it cannot contain a constructor as well. Then if you want to understand why and when we can use interfaces, so this is the way how you can use it: to achieve security, hide certain details, and only show the important details of an object or of an program which you are creating here using interface classes. Java does not support multiple inheritance. A class can only inherit from one superclass. Like I have told you about superclasses and subclasses, so you can check that video out, from which you will have a good understanding that Java does not support multiple inheritance. However, it can be achieved with interfaces here, because we can create different interface classes to achieve that thing, because the class can implement multiple interfaces. And there is one note as well which is saying me that to implement multiple interfaces we need to separate them with a comma. And how we can do that, we need to just see this example in which we are using multiple interfaces. But before understanding that what are multiple interfaces, we need to just copy this example in which we are understanding that how we can create interface, you can say how we can access interface method using implements or extend keywords here. So I will be just copying this thing, moving on to my admin's ID, I will be pasting it here. I will be making this bracket again. And now this time if I will be running these all things here by pressing right click and run file, so you can just see we are getting animal here, and then we are getting its sound as well as we were just getting in the previous video. Means output is same, but the method which we are applying is different, because in the previous video we were just using abstract classes and method, but now we are just using interface classes to run these all things here with applying abstraction now. So you can say interface is another class of abstraction, and if you want to apply abstraction here, so you can use interface classes, which is another method to use abstraction in Java. So now moving on here, I will be changing the animal name as well, so that I can show you if you change animal name, so what happens here. So there will be not anything, you can say anything different happened if you change the animal name. So obviously the animal name and the sound will also be changed here. So that's the way how you can do that, and you can get the output. So now if I write this animal here, cat, so we need to change the voice as well here from pig to the cat voice, which is meow, like this. And here also I will be changing the name of animal like this, and same as here as well. And then moving on here, I will be again doing same thing, and then here as well. But it is not compulsory to change the name of animal in the, you can say, object. means in the comment here which we have created, but if you want to, you can do that. I have changed because I just need to explain you how you can do that, and you should not have any confusion in that. That's the reason I have done that here. Moving on now to my main.java file. Again, I will be pressing run file, and if I show you, you can just see we are getting this cat says meow, and then we are getting another sound of animal which we are getting here. I will be changing again this sound to meow as well. So now if I run it, so we will be getting 3 times meow running. If I show you, you can just see. And that's the way how you can just use these interfaces classes, and how you can run these interface classes using Java if you want to achieve abstraction in a different method. So that's the way to do that. Moving on to my Word document. Again, now we need to understand how we can just implement multiple interfaces and we can separate them with a comma. This is the example how we are using multiple interfaces here. So I will be just copying these things now. Moving on to my NetBeans ID, I will be replacing all these things here with this interface class which we have created of animal. And now you can just see we have created first interface, and then we have called that interface using this method which we have called, and then again we have created another interface which we have called again with the method, you can say. And then moving on to my main.java file, I will be running this, and if I run this file, you can just see we are getting some text, some other text printed, because if I show you here, we have printed 2 things here which is called some text, which is you can say a string here, and then some other text again is it is a string, and we are just writing these 2 strings in println method using this method here, and we are calling this method at the top here in 2 interfaces. That's the reason we are getting these 2 texts printed, and we are also getting these all things working here, because here also we are calling these method functions as we have created at the top. So that's the way how you can just use interfaces in Java, how you can create interface classes, how you can create multiple interfaces, how you can separate them with a comma. I hope you understand everything in this video, and I hope you have a good mindset and you have understand everything about interfaces, how we can use it, what's the purpose to use it, and how you can achieve abstraction using interfaces here in Java. So if you have understand this video in which we have learned about interfaces in Java, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell as well, so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I will be uploading in future. So just I will be meeting you next tutorial or in next project using Java. So for today, goodbye.